DMV all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California, ayy.
California, no place like California.
C-A all day. Ayy. DMV-N-R-A all reminds me of C-A. Sean.
Yeah, I've been killing it. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been now they with this. Yeah, I've been killing it. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been now they with this. Yeah, I've been killing that. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been killing that, flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been killing that. Yeah, I've been I'm feeling like Leonardo, let me paint the picture. I might need a bottle on the road to success. I can feel the throttle. That Michelangelo, hundreds in the envelope. Type when I write, and that old man had a change of heart. Wish he knew it back from the start. Like looked around, seen his wife on the military all over the whole compound. Soon as he seen it, I swear it, I mean it, my man was gone quicker than Domino's. He in jail, everyone falling like dominoes. Yeah, I've been killing this. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been now they with this. Yeah, I've been killing this. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we have the most prolific offense in the NFL on the field. The Redskins are top 10 in total yards, and they go up against the Titans defense that will need to be at the top of its game. With that, let's send you up to Landover, where we say hello to our commentators, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, we are due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between our visitors and the Washington Redskins. And now here's a carry heading left. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. Second down following the run. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Back-to-back one-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a third down and 8. And now for the first time, we get a look at this defense that was very stout last week.
And all they expect to do is continue what they did a week ago. Play terrific defense and not permit that offense to get started.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Defending an out route is awfully difficult because the best receivers try and sell an inside move before they break to the out, and you have to respect that as a defensive guy because if you let them, what they say, cross your face or get across you in the middle of the field, usually you're beaten on a route, and that's an easier throw for the quarterback. So you ordinarily take a step over to make sure you seal that off. In this case, he was able to not only do that, but react back to the sideline and bat the ball down.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a handoff here to his running back. Room here to run. 20, 10, touchdown, Washington. A great play there with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Redskins have taken a first quarter lead. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Now another shot here at the PAT. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
But you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
The first down screen pass, good for 5.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware, a ball may come your way.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. Shift together here from the D-line. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. And to give this time to the tailback. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now they'll switch it up. Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. There he goes left side. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick. Redskins touchdown. Now the try here for the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around, as this one is up and good to extend their lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out come the Titans now.
Detroit! Detroit!
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Finding time. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That goes for a gain of 31.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the top.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
They'll drop the throw. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. And it's third down. Third down and 4. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Out of the gun now on third down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt that in-between range, and they'll go for it on fourth down. Now a handoff looking right. He needed 2. He only got one. And the Redskins defense going to take over on the turnover on downs. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was in the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said, these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
The killer here, it's complete. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does.
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Titans getting set to go. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again.
And got his man complete. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. With the former Volunteer Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Titans with the football here to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. Bryant spread out to the right. In motion goes the tight end. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. His throw caught right around the 6. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
First and goal, they'll look to... And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Titans are able to make this a close game again. And his kick is no good. Misses the PAT, a mistake there. And this remains a 7-point game. Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They'll look to throw here on first down. And he's got his man on the out route. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
They'll look to throw, and the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go. Bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Now on fourth down, the 2014 NFL leader is a rookie in yards per punt. Tress Way on to kick it.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They come out here in the eye. Now they try the right side here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And on the ground they go with a running back. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Tress Way now as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back here right after this. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Look at this, a tight end carry. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And now they're in the hurry up. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's got time. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
And they'll go on the ground. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. They'll drop the throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. He'll look to throw. Looking for Green. Beckham, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And he finds a man on the crossing route. It's a gain of 17 that time. And that leads to a Washington first down. Fresh set of downs here.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And they're going to go soft on the corners. this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've reached halftime here in D.C. in our nation's capital with a home team, the Redskins, on top. As we'll send you down the coast to Orlando, where we check in with our friend Larry Ridley and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry? That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay.
And a loose football. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Out come the Titans now. They'll have it first on offense to start the third. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They come out here in the eye, and they'll run it here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
No matter what defense is called versus a running play, linebackers are telling the defensive guys up front, you take care of the offensive line, keep us uncovered, let us run to the ball, we'll make big plays. Well, that paid off there. All the guys up.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up fourth down. On now, it's Blair Walsh as he'll try the field goal here. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And Lutz puts this one through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. A decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they do inch a bit closer.
Yeah, still lots of time to go in this one. Take the points, move on, and let your defense try to get the ball back.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Surveying the field. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. Give him 30 yards there.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
All right, here we go. All right, now look at Billy. Here we go. Watch him now, Barney.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
No. Check. Patrick. All right, here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage. But instead, he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Now a play fake here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. He'll drop to throw. He's got time in the pocket. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot. Great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Big yardage that time for the Redskins. 45 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw, eluding the pressure right. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
To throw on 3rd and goal. Finding time. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. Here's the Redskins now as their kick unit will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They go back to the air here after the INT. And he's brought down after a good gain. It's a gain of 24 that time. And the Titans are going to have a first. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's got time. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. Back to throw again. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And I think the ball's out. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive. But not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
They'll look to throw, surveying the field. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down.
Here we go now. Leopard! Leopard!
On play action, they'll throw. Looking deep downfield. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And that'll be off the crossbar and out. It's short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. He had it online, gave it a pretty good ride too, but in the end, he's a victim of the crossbar.
And Brandon, you know kickers very well. I bet if we ask him after the game, he'll say he didn't get all of it. We've seen him hit from deeper than this in warm-ups. But here, he's a foot or so from clearing that bar.
They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to launch this, and this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Titans. Brashad Perriman with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Titans have made this a one-score game.
Here we go. Blue landed. Detroit. Detroit. All right, here.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th. Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. Last time out they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Second down following the incompletion.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll put two receivers left, two to the right. He'll try again with the Army. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
No. Here we go.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right.
Watch him now, Barney.
Back to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
All right, I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. Now a handoff looking right. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
He'll look to throw. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Back to throw here. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
This will be caught inside the 10. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. One receiver left, 3 to the right. He'll look to throw. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
You got to give some credit there, able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
He's back to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
Well, you know me pretty well now. You know what I want to do after that completed pass. 4th down by 3. What do I want to do here?
You want to go for it. You might be tempted. I think they need to kick it.
Yeah, someone might have to overrule me. Get the kicker out there, tie this game up.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. It's their quarterback with his 19th touchdown, his second of the game. And the Titans have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll look to throw. Backing up. He's going to let it fly. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
He's got time in the pocket. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, that play's a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall.
And the Titans going to signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers.
Here we go now. 3,
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Back to throw. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. They isolate Hopkins on the left side.
Let's go.
And they'll send the tight end in motion.
Watch it now, Barney. Leopard.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. This will be caught at about the 3. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the 4th quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
They will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the 4th quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? making the comeback, and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So for our visitors, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, it's just their second loss so far to go along with their 7 wins. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. So long, everybody.
I'm here. Y'all be having mudslides and shit out there, don't y'all? Yeah. I doubt it, bro. Cause if when this shit, like when the ground fall up under you, bro, ain't shit you can do, really, dog. That was the night before. We lost yesterday. We had 3 bigs. Yeah. But yesterday was what you call it. I'm gonna load up in a second. I gotta. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, I was supposed to lose that game. Nigga, that's trash.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got the Knox in the house, right? And I go by the name of Wyclef. I bought the band. And we need all the ladies to report on the dance floor. And you know my slogan. No fighting and no...
Man. Nah, he missed it. Yeah, it was short. It was 4th and 8, and I tried to block the punt because he was taking so long. And then I went outside, and then it came back down to like it was still a 52-yard, and that bitch was short. I was playing some nigga they said that was supposed to be better than me. Some nigga named Princess Harvey or some shit. That's what I just said. Yup. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm coming now. I turn this shit off.
Take a breath.